Hey everybody, it's Rob here. We finally have some Diablo 4 Season 8 news. We have a confirmed release date. We have the Campfire Chat coming this Thursday with even more information. We have a full blog post and we have a brand new trailer here with the return of Belial. It's gonna look pretty cool. We have a ton of new boss changes. We have changes to the boss powers. There's a lot of patch notes here already. We have class balance changes and all that stuff. I'm gonna link all this below, but first I wanna watch the trailer. This one gets you, or at least got me really hyped. Let's check it out.
Mephisto walks in sanctuary in human form.
That's right.
Suspicion and paranoia run rampant. Good.
And we can see some cool stuff in this trailer. Also some extra info and new transforms.
My time has come, and your reality.
That's the ballerina sword.
Mine. What lies do you tell yourself, Wanderer? Do you believe that you are the last desperate hope against my inevitable victory?
Hell yeah. Lots of
You
loot.
deserve the power you've been given.
So you can see the menu and there's already some changes here in those boss powers. There you go, you can see the Wandering. This one has basically been untouched. So spin to win is still looking pretty good. We have all details here in a bit. Look at this.
Salvation.
Tutorial power.
Perhaps you've convinced yourself that you can defeat Hell's most lethal champions. Or even me. And that you are owed some debt of gratitude for it.
Kitty cat. Oh man.
All lies. There is only one truth, Wanderer. Whatever I wish it to be.
Boom. So on April 29th, guys, that's in 1 week from today, we're logging in. And here there's an extra teaser at the end. Boo, look at that guy. Yo, this is gonna be the perfect Transmog Command Barbarian. Big two-hand weapons, Berserk and Diablo gets an IP collab. And I'm not sure if we're gonna get some in-game stuff, but we sure as hell are gonna get some awesome transmogs here. And yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. There's a lot of changes coming here, and they have all the changes listed here in this blog post. There's like a full picture here with all the different kind of stuff that we can expect. And this is not even all the info, guys. On the Thursday, so in 2 days from now, there will be a developer live stream, April 24th here at 11 AM PDT, where we'll learn more about the endgame stuff and other class balance changes that are coming. Because in this blog post, they mainly talk about the new uniques that we're gonna have and about the boss powers and all the boss power changes. I'll probably end up doing a second video on exactly like what's gonna change with the boss powers. But here basically you can see all different rewards, the quality of live updates. We knew most about this, and then here the cool transmogs that are coming, like they have like a ton of stuff. And also the battle pass is completely changing. They basically are giving us way more choice, so we can more choose the rewards of the battle pass and adjust them to our likings here. And unlock some of these cool transmogs. They also showed us here the different rewards that we're gonna get. This is not from the battle pass, this is just from the season journey, and of course we're gonna get Resplendent Spark here to craft our Uber Uniques again. And yeah, some pretty cool transmogs here, like a kitty and a dog, and more of that stuff here. So they talk here about the complete boss re-rec that they did. For those of you that haven't played the PTR or don't know, they're basically changing the entire boss system, and there's like 3 different like levels of bosses, and then you have a ton of different bosses as each stage. And the season theme is basically when you defeat those bosses for the first time, you unlock one of these incredible strong boss powers that actually give your character a pretty juicy power boost. Here you can see, for example, this one is the main one that we've seen in the trailer as well. Like you basically channel, and you use a channeling spell, and it creates this like beam that spins around you, makes enemies take 50% X damage and does 300 weapon damage per second on level 1. And then there's like a ton of these that we've already seen on the PTR. But there's also a ton of changes, because those boss powers were basically the primary thing to do damage on the PTR, on the test server. So they have tuned them down significantly. And you can see this one here, for example, activating your main boss power spends your primary resource. It only does 0.01% damage per resource point spent. And overall, there's a lot of nerfs here for the boss powers itself. And I'm really hoping that on the Campfire Chat in 2 days, on Thursday, that we're gonna see, you know, some buffs to counteract that, because players don't like to feel, you know, like all too weak. And with the new, like they completely designed the difficulty system, so it's getting significantly harder to level up, and the end game is getting more challenging, which is very welcoming. However, I do still think that more power should come, you know, from the player itself. That's why I kind of think it's going to be good that we see the boss powers tuned down quite a bit. I think they're still going to be incredibly strong, but they're not going to be, you know, like fully defining your build. It's more about, you know, like your individual build. And I like that, but we'll have to be patient until Thursday, until we get the full patch notes and know exactly what they're going to do with the class balance rework. And hopefully there's going to be some strong stuff here, because as it stood right now, the top build was like a Burn Sork with the Endarial power. Wowhead already has a pretty cool post about it here, and they kind of have like a nice comparison. I'm probably also going to link that below, but I think we're going to make a full detailed guide going into like all the different changes here that they did. But you can, for example, see here, on this was the most OP power, the Endarial's Flaming Skull power, and this one basically got its damage completely removed from the modifier, and the main effect has been almost divided by 3 here. So there's been a ton of changes to those overperforming builds, and other builds like the Wandering Death and others here have almost not changed at all. So there is still going to be some very strong stuff here coming. And we also have the new bosses coming. We have the new legendary and unique items. So there's going to be a pretty crazy mighty thrower bob that I'm going to make a build guide on. Then there is a druid build here with some pretty cool stuff. Also, they buffed Shred again. Necromancer is getting some juice. Rogue is getting some juice. Basically, every class here. Sorcerer is getting the ice shards. And for example, this is like one of the builds that I hope is going to get like some more buffs. If not to the unique, but then to the baseline of the build. And then you can see here all the info about the new Battle Pass system and about the new rewards and stuff. And there's a ton of changes basically coming to there. But you will see this in game. Basically, you just have more choice as a player, and that's going to be pretty cool, I think, to really jump into it. And then for me, guys, you know, it's going to be business as usual. We're going to have a tier list ready for you, hopefully on this weekend when we have the final patch notes. And we're also going to be making, and I already have a ton of the Season 8 builds here that I'm going to link below as well. So this is like already the Season 8 builds. There's like an Epilepsy Druid, Corruption Necro. We have a ton of bar builds here. The Mighty Throw. This one was not even abusing the boss power, so Mighty Throw is going to be strong either way. There was this Potion Fata Rogue that's going to getting a few changes, and I'm going to be Ballerina Sork, Burn Sork. I'm going to be adjusting that, and then hopefully the Spiritborn has some cool builds as well. But yeah, this is all going to be happening on stream and be on my YouTube at the weekend, the latest. They're going to have the tier lists there. And I'm definitely looking forward to learn about all the developer stream here and all the things that they're going to change. I'm going to have a recap here on my YouTube channel for you as well. And I think Season 8 is going to be looking pretty cool if they just give us, you know, some juicy buffs for those classes on Thursday. And I'm fully going in with that expectation that we also going to get some buffs next to, like, you know, all the nerfs and extra difficulty. Because, you know, Diablo, if you don't have that much time, it should still be a great game for you to play and buy. We appreciate the challenge in the end game. I think during leveling and stuff, they should be a bit more lenient towards, you know, the players that don't have that much time, and make the leveling experience a bit more smooth again from what they did on the PTR. But we'll see. I think they heard the feedback. There was a lot of, you know, people giving feedback on the forums and also, you know, here on YouTube, on the streamer side of things. Like, people have been given a lot of feedback. And let's see if they listen. So in 2 days, guys, we will know all the details, and tier lists and builds will be coming. And in 1 week, we will already play Season 8. Log in. Let's go. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.